Good afternoon, students. I am very happy to meet you in this afternoon session. I hope you are well and fine at your home. Today I am going to complete the first prose, The Night the Ghost Got In by James Grover Theobald. Okay. For the past two classes, line by line, I explained the story and I gave the hard words in this lesson. Okay. Afternoon session, I think so. Okay, listen the class. Okay. I will give the pattern. Okay, definitely. I think you have got the message of home test. What are the pattern? I will tell you that pattern. Then after completing this lesson, we have only one page more. I will try to complete it somewhat fast. Okay. Come to our lesson. I gave some study question. I think so. You have revised first unit poem memory lines. Have you studied? Okay, good. Then paragraph. Yes. Have you studied the paragraph? Good. Today you read the supplementary paragraph. Okay. Supplementary one paragraph today, Wednesday, and another paragraph the next day. Have you understood how many paragraphs are there? For supplementary, two paragraphs are there. Okay. One paragraph will read today, Wednesday, another one Thursday. Have you understood? And then Friday class, I will give you the next study question. Have you understood? Okay, listen. Listen to our class, The Night the Ghost Got In. It's about a personal story of the narrator. Okay, James Grover Theobald. Okay, narrator, brothers Herman and Roy. Narrators, brother Bodwell. Narrators, neighbors. When you are reading a story, the characters are very important. Okay, each lessons we are reading so many characters. Keep it in your mind all the characters. Okay, The Night the Ghost In by James Grover Theobald. These are all the important characters. Okay, what happened because of the sound? Okay, this narrator got confused and went for so many illusions. Yes, so many thought in his mind. Yes, finally what happened? You have seen. Yes, police came like that. Yes, come. Beginning when the narrator was coming out of the tub or bathroom, the time was early morning 1:15. Early morning 1:15. At the time he heard a sound. Okay, in the dining room. Okay, someone was just running around the dining table. At the time, at first he thought it was his brother Roy or his father. Roy was expecting return back from one of the states of America, Indiana. Okay, here the capital of Indiana, that is Indianapolis. He thought maybe his brother or father, and later he thought it may be a burglar. Okay, strange sound was going on. Then finally he thought it may be a ghost because he could not see what was moving there. What steps he took means he called his brother, one who was sleeping well in his room. Then mother, he did not wake mother but first brother to got some company to go down and see what was going on. At the time, this shadow or something, that sound came to the staircase. At the time, these two brothers just rushed to the room and just closed the door, slammed the door. At the time, mother got up and asked what was going on. Boys, what were you doing? Then mother, they said it was, sometimes it was she heard the sound in the dining room. At the time, our narrator said it was a burglar. So he called. He just threw their shoes at the neighboring house and called them and informed the police. They are Bodwell's family. Neighbors' house is Bodwell's. The gap is very narrow gap, very small distance, these two houses. So they Bodwell called the police. Then police came to the house. Yes. Then the police started to search at first this family did not open the door. They just demolished this door and came inside the house, and finally they did not find anything in that house. Any strange things they did not find. When it was going like this, they heard a creaking sound. When the searching was going on, they heard a creaking sound. That was narrator's grandfather in the Arctic. Okay, so last class I told you what was the condition of the grandfather. Grandfather in his mind, okay, he was in a civil war, okay, in American civil war. This American civil war took place from 1861 to 1865. It is in North Province, the states of North Province, they were in favor of United States. Okay, you all know very well. United States of America, they have 50 states are there. Okay, how many states there are? 50 states together called as United States of America. Some examples are California, Texas, Florida, Washington. Okay, this North Province people thought they need a united country, but this southern part of the United States, nearly 11 states, they protested against that they need a confederate. Confederate means this 11 the states, they need a separate. The reason is these two provinces, northern province and southern provinces, are different in their two things. One is slavery and the states' rights. Okay, now each state, America actually a federal form of government. Okay, like our India. So each state has their own rights. The center should not interfere in their states' rights. Okay, but here the northern province and southern province, they need a separator. Okay, in what way? Means in slavery. Okay, the southern people were against the slavery as well as states' rights. Okay, the central government may not give the rights to the states. That is why these people protested. That's the reason these 5 years they had a civil war in United States of America. At the time only, I already told you two groups. Who are the two groups? Okay, George Meade was the army officer. George Meade was the army officer for the government. Then Stonewall Jackson was the Confederate general. Confederate means southern province. How many states? 11 states against those government. Okay, have you understood? There was a civil war. That was the incident here. Our grandfather was in the same condition. Okay, northern province in favor of who is the general? George Meade. Who is the general? George Meade. The southern province, Stonewall. Okay, at the time what happened? The soldiers, they were withdrawing from the war. Okay, sometimes if there is a war, the failure or those who are withdrawing, they will escape from that place. It was the condition. Because of the all of you take page number 32. All of you take page number 32. Okay, 32, right hand side from last second paragraph. From last second paragraph, all of you see that. No sign, no nothing, said the cock who had first spoken to mother. The lady seems historical. They all nodded, but said nothing. Just looked at me. In the small silence, we all heard a creaking in the Arctic. I said, they had heard the creaking in the Arctic. Grandfather was turning over in bed. What's that? Snapped Joe. 5 or 6 cops sprang for the Arctic door before I could intervene or explain. I realized that it would be bad if they burst in or grandfather unannounced or even announced he was going through a phase in which he believed that General Meade's men under steady hammering by Stonewall Jackson were beginning to retreat or even desert. Okay, they are withdrawing. Here the desert means to leave a military without permission. What is the meaning of desert? To leave a military without permission. Without getting the permission, the soldiers, they are leaving the this military because of war. Okay, then take the see that 32. When I got to the Arctic, things were pretty confused. Grandfather had evidently jumped to the conclusion that the police were deserters from Meade's army trying to hide away in the Arctic. He bounded out of the bed wearing a long flannel nightgown over long woolen pants and nightcap and a leather jacket around his chest. Now he came to the conclusion these police were deserters from Meade's army. So this grandfather, okay, started to wear the flannel gown and long woolen pants, as well as cap, as well as to protect his chest from a leather jacket around his chest. Have he started? He is getting ready for the war because Meade's army, the northern province, is controlled by Meade's. These soldiers are deserting from the war. So he is getting ready, or he wants to chase that soldiers back to the war. Okay, come. Yes, the cops must have realized at once that indignant white-haired old man who belongs to the house, but they had no chance to say so. Okay. So without this grandfather did not give any chance to those people to speak. Before that, he shouted, "Backyard, cowardly dog," roared the grandfather. Cowardly means lack of, they are very fear some people, okay? Easily get frightened. "Backyard, cowardly dog," roared the grandfather. "Back lines, yeah, goodam, illy-livered cattle." With that, he fetched the officer who found the cedar, a flat-handed smack alongside his head. Smack means, right, the meaning of smack. A smack refers to a sharp blow. Smack means a sharp blow. Okay. So without hearing these were police, he started to beat those people. Okay. So Siddhar got a beat along his head that sent him sprawling. Okay. Sprawling means right, the meaning of sprawling, to sit. Sprawling means to sit with the limbs spread out. To sit with the limbs spread out. Such a way, the Siddhar was sitting there. Okay. Then send him sprawling. The others beat a retreat, but not enough. Grandfather grabbed Siddhar's gun from its holster and let fly. Okay. So actually, I already told this day was a new moon day. Okay. The light in the Arctic is switched off. It's full of dark. At the time the police entered, he thought, our narrator's grandfather thought they were deserters. So he gave a smoke match to one of the police. Next, all the police withdrawing from the place. At the time, he took Siddhar's gun from its holster. Holster means, what is the meaning? Means the case for carrying a tool, particularly a gun. Okay. A place to keep the gun, that is called as holster. These meanings you should know. In police, our state police, we know very well, they will keep the gun in a particular place, that is the holster. He just grabbed the gun from the holster and started to fire. Okay. The report seems to crack the rafters. Okay. Rafters. Smoke filled the Arctic. The cop cursed and shot his hand to his shoulder. Somehow we are finally got downstairs again and locked the door against the old gentleman. He fired once or twice more in the darkness and then went back to bed. Okay, then what happened? They just withdrew from the Arctic and they locked the door. They came out. In the darkness, this grandfather did not realize they were police. Again, he shot for 2 times. Yes. That was grandfather, I explained to Joe. Joe means here one of the police officer. Out of breath, he thinks you are deserters. Deserters means I already told them to leave a military without permission, that people are called deserters. I will say he does, said Joe. Okay. The cops were reluctant. Reluctant means you are very familiar. Unwilling. Reluctant means unwilling. The cops were reluctant to leave without getting their hands on somebody besides grandfather. The night had been distinctly a defeat for them. Okay. The police, this American police, they were really a failure for them. They touched only the grandfather other than any other. They did not find anyone in that house. Okay. They really, it's a defeat for them. Furthermore, they obviously did not like the layout something look, and I can see their viewpoint funny. They began to poke into the things again. The reporter, a thin-faced wispy man, came up to me. I had put on one of my mother's dress. Okay. They could not come to the conclusion. Again, they went for searching or so many things. Anything was there. Finally, the reporter. They brought two reporters. So one of the reporters came to this narrator. At the time, narrator was wearing his mother's dress. Then what happened? The reporter looked at me with mingled suspicion and interest. Just what the hell is the real low down here? But he asked. I decided to be frank with him. We had a ghost, I said. He gazed at me a long time as if, okay, listen. He did not understand. The reporter finally came to our narrator and asked, what happened in your house? Okay, you finally disclosed in this house we had a ghost. Okay, he gazed, this reporter, okay, ghost, he was seeing in a mingled mind, or he was seeing in a gaze that very long time ghost out, and we believe, okay, the existence of ghost. As if I were a slot machine into which we had without results dropped a coin. You had the experience of a coin phone, yes or no? Good. Some years back, I think so, recently only, nowadays we could not see any coin phone. Rarely some place we could see. But when I was doing college times, okay, during 2005, that time, this coin phone was very famous in all the places, okay. We put 1 rupee and we can make a call. Nowadays we have so many advanced technologies are available. Okay, come to the conclusion. Okay, here, okay. So weight machine, okay, if you put a 1 rupee coin in the slot of the weight machine, if there is no result means how you will see, yes or no, what happened, no results, yes or no, like that, here that they are comparing how this reporter is seeing this, our narrator, it's like putting a 1 rupee coin in the slot without getting the result. The cops followed him, the one grandfather shot holding his now bandaged arm, cursing and blaspheming. Blaspheming means, right, the meaning. Blaspheming means lack of respect. What is the meaning of blasphemy? Blasphemy, right, the meaning of blasphemy. Lack of respect. Okay, so this Siddhar's hand was bandaged because he got the shot. Then he was cursing. Okay, bandage, cursing and blaspheming. I am gonna get my gun back from the old bird, said the Siddhar cop. Yeah, said Joe. You and who else? I told them I will bring it to the station house the next day. Okay, already you know very well this grandfather's condition was entirely different. Narrator said, tomorrow I will bring the gun to the station. What was the matter with that one policeman? Mother asked. After they had gone, grandfather shot him, I said. Okay, mother already I told her, she was in a peculiar character. She was a peculiar character. At the time, finally she asked what happened to that hand. Finally, our narrator said that our grandfather shot him. What for, she demanded. I told her he was a deserter of all things. All things, said mother. Okay, he was such a nice looking young man. Mother is giving compliment that he was a very nice man. Grandfather shot in his hand. Okay, come. Concluding paragraph. Grandfather was fresh as a daisy and full of jokes at breakfast next morning. Next morning, what was happening? The night got over. Okay. Then the next morning, our grandfather was sitting like a daisy. What is this daisy means? And wild flowering plant with a yellow head and a white petals. Okay, it's a wild flowering plant with a yellow head and white petals. Okay, yellow and white petals. Okay, morning. If you see morning flowers, how laughing is, how bright. Okay, how energetic that is. It looks, yes, like that. Grandfather in such a way. Next morning breakfast he was sitting. We thought at first he had forgotten all about what had happened, but he had not. Okay. At first, this grandfather did not say anything. These people, the family members, thought he forgot all about the incident. But what is happening? Over his third cup of coffee, he glared at the hermit and me. What was the idea of all? Idea means idea of all. The cops charioting around the house last night, he demanded. Why the police came and just coming around our house last night? Okay. At first he asked this question. Okay, he demanded. None of you bother to leave a bottle of water beside my bed. Do you ever realize what it cost for a thirsty man to look for water in the dining room last night? He had us there. Okay. Have you understood that? Finally, who came to that dining room? Our grandfather was in search of water because last night they did not keep water in his bedroom. That is why he came down in search of water. Have you understood that? It is just an imagination in the mind of these people. Normally, we think in the same way. Okay, most of the times. Okay, if you are moving into the dark place, we come to the conclusion like that. This is the story. Okay, then the night the ghost got in. Have you understood? Okay, good. So I think you are very familiar with the story. Read the short answers. Read the textbook first. Okay, don't first read the textbook well. Low achievers, again and again I said words are. So pronunciation is very important. At the same time, read it well. Okay, reading is very important. After that, read the short answers. Have you understood? Okay. We will go for our assessment test. Okay. Whether you got the message or not, I don't know exactly. But if anyone conducts like that, this may be the question pattern for you. Okay. See, students, when I was teaching, go for the textbook reading. First unit prose. Okay. If you have that assessment test, it may be first unit. Okay. First unit prose, poem, supplementary. Have you understood? So prose means is first flight. In synonyms or antonyms, I never give a choice. So book in between also I marked so many words. At the same time, glossary box also. You read it well. Okay. So I will give only the word. You should write the meaning of that word for synonyms and antonyms. Have you understood or not? Because very less number of synonyms. Okay. So read well. Next one is short answers. Book in between short answers, book back short answers, read well. Then we have a paragraph for prose, poem, supplementary, we have paragraph. Okay. So in this first unit prose, we have two paragraphs. Read the two paragraphs thoroughly, but book back no exercises. Okay, exercises I am not asking, but you have one writing skill. Last year your teacher taught report writing. Have you understood? Report writing. Have you studied? Good. So report writing, page number 11, we have report writing. One example is there. Annual Sports Day by Charan. Annual Sports Day. Yes. So read that one. As well as we have some exercises are there. So reading. Okay. Two classes. I gave, I think so, last year 9th A and 9th B, I took the class and I gave this one, report writing. Report writing, you should write only in past tense. Past tense, whether it may be passive form or active form, that is not a problem, but you should use past tense. Okay, report already happened, that one you are going to write. Then grammar means modal auxiliaries. 9th grade itself you studied, yes or no? Modal auxiliaries, yes, can, could, shall, should, may, might. Yes, what are the uses of this one? You know very well. May means permission, as well as may, possibility. Yes, like that it will come. Okay, you know very well. Then next one is active to passive, or active and passive voice. Active and passive voice. So book back exercise you do well. From there only we will ask question. Okay. Then poem. Poem memory lines. Okay. Learn memory lines well for your assessment test. Then book back a paragraph. On paragraph, describe the journey of life as depicted in the poem by Henry Van Dyke. That one. Then book back question answers are there. Read that one. Then Tempest. Read the paragraph. The Tempest. Read the paragraph. 2 paragraphs are there. Write a detailed sketch of Prospero and how Prospero made his enemy repent to reach his due. That paragraph also read well. Have you understood? So if you got the message, no problem, or else definitely I think so you will get the, you will have your assessment test next week. So read this one, write the test, okay. Just a practice, writing practice, okay. You are not at all writing anything, so writing practice. I completed 2 units for you, okay. 2 units. Some grammar I want to revise, okay. After discussing with your teacher, I will teach you the grammar, okay. So from next class onwards we will move into the next lesson, okay. So read well, okay. So reading skill, improve your reading skill. Those who are poor in writing, don't be so lethargic or lenient. Okay, do your work perfectly. Improve your handwriting. Improve your reading skill. Okay, have you understood? Okay, good. So today I am concluding my class. Okay, be safe in your home. Thank you, students.